everybody, welcome to the first episode of the Ink Shop. I'm your host Cody. As you can see, I'm just roughing it right now. I'm a one-man crew, so I got a little selfie stick going on right here. I figured I'd be the first guest on the show so you guys can get a better understanding of what's going to happen on the show. Got a lot going on for this first installment. As I said, I'm just gonna one-man crew right now, so once I have actual guests on the show, it'll be much more organized and probably better looking for the eyes. But without further ado, let's get into the first episode of the Ink Shop. Now the way the Ink Shop is going to be set up is the guest will be asked a series of questions about their tattoos. I will show you guys their tattoos, and then if they have any stories they want to share, if the tattoo holds special meaning, stuff like that. Love to hear those stories. Got a couple good stories already that I can't wait to show you guys later on in this, I guess we'll call it a season. But as far as me, I guess I'll get you guys started. My very first tattoo is actually an interesting story. I was turning 18 a week before I got the first tattoo, but I begged my mom and stepdad to let me get the tattoo early. So my birthday is March 20th. On March 13th, I got my first tattoo, and it was on the inners of my arm. I got courage and strength. To be honest, I just wanted a tattoo at the time. I didn't realize how much later on in life those words would mean to me. But yeah, that was my very first tattoo. As far as my favorite tattoo, I have two of them actually, and they both have similar meaning, and they both involve my mother. Earlier last year, about actually around this time in August, my mother was diagnosed with breast cancer. So I immediately got the cancer ribbon on my wrist with the ribbon being the O and then two M's, so it signifies mom. And at the time, that was my favorite tattoo, probably that I'll ever have, honestly. And then my tattoo artist, his name is Josh. Shout out Josh. He suggested that I get like a tattoo written by my mom, and I thought, it's a crazy idea, so I had her write Fearless Warrior on a piece of paper, not telling her what it was going to be for. And then I came home and showed her, and she was spazzing out, I guess you can say, because there's a tattoo on my body that she basically designed. It's her handwriting, so that's my favorite, absolute favorite tattoo is the one in her handwriting, but I also very much like the breast cancer one with my mom on that one. So those are my two favorite tattoos. I love all of my tattoos. I don't really have any regrets. There's a couple that I'd like to get touched up to make it look a little bit better, but there's not really any tattoos that I regret or wish I didn't get. So I guess that's a good thing that I have no regrets. A lot of my tattoos have stories and back meaning, so I'm not going to get into every single one of them. Told you previously of the ones for my mother, but one of my Uh, Biggest projects to date is me and once again Josh. Shout out Josh. We're working on a Spider-Man leg sleeve, and we've been working on that for about a year and a half now, as long as I can remember, honestly. Josh has done a real good job on it. Can't wait to have it finished, but that stems back from when I was about 3 or 4 years old. Um, my uncle gave me a Spider-Man comic book, and instantly I just loved the colors and the drawings and stuff like that. And when I got a little bit older, I don't know why, this is probably weird for some people, but I've pretty much made it seem like my uncle was really my dad, and I'm sure that gets some weird stares when I talk about my uncle so much in front of my mom's friends. They've thought there was some hillbilly shit, but regardless, I was a real big fan of my uncle. I wanted to do everything he did. He was a big fan of Spider-Man, and I kind of idolized my uncle at the time. I still do. You know, he's a big father figure in my life, but he introduced me to Spider-Man when I was younger, and I don't know what it was, but like I felt like we had a bond with both liking Spider-Man. Like I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. You know, that's what he was into. So I quickly hopped on the Spider-Man fan train there. Um, my right leg's pretty much covered in all Spider-Man stuff. Not a single thing on that leg isn't Spider-Man related. And I can't wait to finish it and show the world what not only my favorite comic book character, but Josh and his talent. Josh is super talented. Highly recommend you guys go to him for a tattoo. But yeah, that's my favorite story, I guess you can say, besides stuff about my mom, obviously. But the Spider-Man story is definitely one that I hold true to my heart just because of the significance between the bond me and my uncle share. As far as advice goes, the only advice I really have is make sure it's what you want to put on your body for the rest of your life, and also please don't do any face tattoos until you have a solid career and like there's no turning back, because face tattoos are they're not, I mean, I don't mind them, but most job places don't really welcome face tattoos, so make sure you have the job of your dreams before you get a face tattoo. The last thing I'm going to include on the show after the questioning and whatnot is there's going to be an Ask the Artist section where I you guys can ask any tattoo related question you want, and one of the tattoo artists at our sponsor, Tried and True Tattoo in Elyria, they will answer the question as best they can. Nothing is off limits, just make sure it's tattoo related. I'm not going to ask any questions because, like I said, this is just kind of like the intro episode, but when we have future guests, they have some questions, and I can't wait to hear some of the answers we hear. So that's basically how this show is going to go. Um, like I said, we're just gonna have a guest different guest every week, and I'm gonna not have a selfie stick for the next episode. I haven't quite found a location to film these yet, so everything's just me kind of like in the air. Wherever I am is where it's gonna be. So hopefully you guys aren't one with consistent locations because it's gonna be very inconsistent. Um, but that's basically how this show is going to go. So hopefully you guys will enjoy a show like this. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. If you'd like it, please let me know. And as always, like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. TW Films is working on very many projects, and the Ink Shop is one that I think will be very good. That's the term I'm going to use. It'll be very good. So yeah, guys, looking forward to it. If you want to be on the show, just hit me up. If you want to help me with the show, please hit me up as well, because being a one-man band is complicated at times. But um, with all that being said, welcome to the Ink Shop, guys.